Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mike Deary from Rock Guitar Power and SuperGuitarLicks.com, and today I got a real special video to show off a couple new guitars, new to me I should say, that I've acquired. Both are Kiesels. So I got a headless and a regular one. This is an Aries with their typical headstock, and this is an Osiris. So in this video, I'm going to do a little review of these guitars and talk about them. Why I got them with the specs that they have, and so forth. And this is all in my follow-up of building my own custom guitar with Kiesel, which at the time of this video, I'm hoping to get my custom build within about a month. So today's actually March, beginning of March. I put my order in for my own custom Kiesel in the beginning of November, which had about a 20-week estimate, so around the beginning of April, I'm hoping to see my custom one. But let's talk about these guitars because I freaking love them, and I got them for very specific reasons. So this is the first one I'll talk about. This is a Kiesel Aries, which is the same body type of the guitar that I'm building and built as a custom model. So talking about some of the features of this guitar, this has a walnut top with a mahogany body, and it's chambered, meaning they actually, they drill holes into the body before they put the top on it to lighten it up. So it's actually very light, since mahogany is a heavier wood, and very, very comfortable to play. The other thing about it is that this is actually a bolt-on neck. My custom guitar is going to be a neck through. The reason I wanted to get this guitar was because it's a bolt-on. They definitely have different properties as far as sustain, attack, and tone go. So I was really excited and anxious to try a guitar that was a bolt-on. This has a 5-piece neck that is maple, walnut, maple, walnut, maple. Really very, very comfortable to play. One of my favorite aspects of all Kiesel guitars that I've tried are the necks. They just feel amazing. This has what they call the thinner neck profile. It's not anywhere really close to being as thin as like a wizard neck on an Ibanez. It kind of is, but it's really, really comfortable. My custom model, I chose to get the regular width of the neck, so this is a little bit thinner profile. Also, the fretboard radius on both of these guitars is actually 20-inch, so it's a very, very flat neck, or fretboard, I should say. Granted, I don't know how, you're not going to be able to really tell by that, but in other words, it's very flat instead of having any curve. It does not have much curvature at all. So it's very fast, it shreds like crazy, and so it's very fast and, very technical type of feel to it, which I actually really love. It has jumbo frets. My guitar that I custom built is going to have medium jumbos, or medium size. I do like a little bit smaller frets, but I do like these. There are also gold frets on this compared to the stainless steel that is on the other Kiesel and the one I'm building. So that's the neck and so forth. A couple other important things about it. This one, the other reason why I really was interested in picking up this guitar was that it has a static bridge. So there's no floating tremolo, there's no whammy bar, and the reason I wanted a guitar with that is so that you could do drop tunings very easily. Whether it's just drop D or maybe half step down. When you have a floating bridge and a tremolo, doing any type of different tuning is a major pain in the butt because you usually have to reset everything and it takes a while. So by having a fixed bridge, it's very easy to do a different tuning and you're off. This also has standard locking tuners with Kiesel, and those are all the main, features of it. Oh, the other thing, both of these guitars have Fishman pickups in it, and that was something I was really excited and interested to try out. These are what are called the Fishman Fluence Moderns, which you can, on the Kiesel Builder, you could order a Kiesel guitar with these pickups. While Kiesel does make a lot of their own pickups, which are awesome, the guitar I'm building did use their own pickups. They're called berylliums, which are more of a classic kind of humbucker tone. But these are active pickups. So they put in, they have a lot of output. Great for really great rock tones. And you could really get, your artificial harmonics. not a lot of effort to them. And it also has a really good clean tone. So this guitar, as it came to me, again, I bought this one used, but this one has a push-pull pot on the tone knob, which does a second voicing of these pickups, which is a little bit better for clean tones. So if you do something like that, so this also has a 3-way switch currently. So, you know, all the way up, you got your neck pickup. In the middle, it's using both humbuckers. And then in the back, you're using just your bridge pickup. So, you know, the difference between these voicings, if you listen to them, if here's the middle pickup, it's a little thinner, there's not as much mid-range, so it kind of suits it better for a clean tone. I'll probably be rewiring this with a 5-way switch, so I could also do coil splits so that you can get a single coil sound out of these, which these pickups are really good for. So again, when I was considering, you know, buying another one of these guitars, I was really wanting to make sure that it had a lot of different properties than the one I'm custom building. So even though it's the same body type, the woods are different. Mine is going to have a mahogany body, but it'll have a swamp ash top. Again, mine's going to have a neck through. It's going to have a 14-inch radius, so it'll have more curvature on the fretboard, and it'll also have medium frets. And the one I'm building will have a tremolo. So there's going to be a lot of things that are different about it as far as a different type of guitar for playing different styles or just a different feel. All right. So again, absolutely love this guitar, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, the wood, you know, it's just so pretty to look at. It's got just enough fancy for me to be really stunning and make me want to play it, but not so stunning that you're scared to play it. You know, I don't mind guitars getting beat up a little bit. You know, it came with some pick scratches and, you know, little dings in the back, but it didn't really bother me. You know, again, to me, guitar's meant to be played. And I love the 5-piece neck. It looks really cool to have that. And one of the other things that I love about these guys is they do carbon fiber rod reinforcement in the neck, not the truss rod. They have a truss rod that is both up and down, but they reinforce their necks with carbon fiber rods. And that's what the thing that I think makes these necks so amazing. They're also what they call quarter sawn, which means, you know, basically you're taking, when you're cutting the wood for a guitar neck, you know, the most economical way to get the most yield is to cut it, I guess, straight, the planks of wood from the tree. But if you go the opposite direction, that's what they call quarter sawn. It's not, you don't get as much yield from the tree, but because of the way you're cutting it, it makes the wood much stronger, and you just can feel it in these necks. They just are so stable, and the accuracy of how they play all the way up and down the neck is just like nothing else I've really played, and that's why they're so fun and inspiring. And I mean, never have I bought, you know, 2 guitars within 2 months while I wait for a third. It's just, you know, that's, to be honest, how much I really am into these guitars. So that's the Aries. Let's go ahead and we'll show you what is called the Osiris. So obviously, this is a lot different because it is a headless guitar. And that was one of the things that I was really interested to try out. So one of the things when I was researching their guitars, Kiesel makes a lot of headless guitars, and I've never owned one. And that was one of the big things that I was curious to try out. And this one, again, I picked up used and super happy with it. To be perfectly honest, this guitar plays better and smoother than any guitar I've ever owned. Even this Kiesel. I mean, they both play amazing, but something about this one is just, I can't even describe how easy and effortless it is to play this instrument. Getting used to the headless, the biggest thing there was just the weight difference. You know, granted, this guitar is built to be very stable as far as how it sits on you, or if you're using a strap, you know, it's really kind of hangs in a position that's almost like you're in classical position with it resting on your legs. If I just, you know, sit up, you know, it rests on me and it's right there ready to go as far as being in a position that's very comfortable. You do got to get a little bit used to, not having the balance of a headstock up here, but honestly, it's very easy to get used to. So this also has Fishman Fluence pickups, although these are the Devin Townsend model. If you're not familiar with Devin Townsend, he is an amazing musician that has such a varied amount of, type of material he puts out. And when I was researching these pickups, he talked a lot about wanting to do something that could, do these scorching rhythms. But also, as a clean tone. So with this one, really is able to play a clean tone so well. And I really love these pickups. What I did with this is it's wired as a 5-way switch where, front is the neck, back one is a split pickup on the front, so you're doing a single coil, and then in the middle uses both pickups. In the second position, it's using this as a single coil, and in the back, you're on a tremolo, or just the treble pickup, or the bridge pickup. And right now, I do have a push-pull pot that splits it between the two voicings. So if you look at Fluence pickups, all of them have two different voices that you could utilize. And again, this one's just kind of a little bit more or less in the mid-range, so you can see when I put it down, it's a little fuller, thicker sound. When I pop it up, it lowers the gain a little bit, but it also cleans the signal up. So you got a lot of different tonal options with this. This also, like I said, has a 20-inch fretboard, so it's a very flat fretboard. And this one, though, has medium-size frets, which I like better. To me, they're faster, and that's one of the things that makes this fretboard and guitar play super effortless. This also has the thinner neck profile. The neck on this is roasted maple, and they honestly, I believe, stopped doing a thinner neck profile with roasted maple because it actually can, I guess, more susceptible to slight cracking. But I gotta say, it's just so fast and comfortable to play that I absolutely love it. This is also a bolt-on neck model. They have different models that are headless that are neck through, but their Osiris does not. And again, these are also active pickups, so there is a battery underneath this cavity here that fits into the compartment. Usually if you get a guitar built from Kiesel that is going to be active, they'll route out a separate section for a 9-volt battery. It does fit in this guitar in this cavity. So again, that was an aftermarket thing that someone did, whoever was the previous owner. This one has a tremolo. Obviously it's got the the whammy bar on there. And I got to say, it stays in tune great. You don't have locking tuners or a locking nut like a Floyd Rose system, but you got plenty of up pull on this and down pull, and it does stay in tune really, really awesome. The biggest downside or things that I have to get used to is I'm not a huge fan of tuning with a headless. It's a little bit, you got to get in there a little bit more, and it's the tuning pegs, at least on this guitar, don't turn quite as smooth as you're going to get on a regular headstock. That's really the only minus that I could say about this guitar. The other thing that I got on this, the other reason why I got this guitar is that it's using what's called a raw tone finish. So this is a one-piece swamp ash body, but the finish is what they call raw tone. And as you could see, you could see you could kind of see the wood grain in there. So it's a very thin, finish that they put on there. And they don't even, go so thick to fill in all the natural wood gaps. So what that does is it does affect the tone. I'm not, an expert in that, and it's really hard to tell, but what I do love about the raw tone finish is how it feels. With the raw tone here where your hand is sliding up and down, if you're on a hot, sticky day or it's humid in the middle of summer and you have a clear finish or a shiny finish, you could kind of feel it be a little sticky. With this raw tone, no matter what, if you're bare skin, if you got a shirt on, it just glides and feels amazing. And that's one of the things I ended up really loving about raw tone. I wasn't a big fan of the look of seeing the wood grain, but I gotta say that the feel is pretty amazing. One of the downsides, if you call it that, is you can see that there's, a bit of a shiny, look going on here. Because it's such a thin finish, it does wear pretty quickly. Or I don't know how long or how used this guitar was before I got it, but as your pinky in my position stands here a lot, and a lot of people do, it's a wear spot. And with raw tone, even satin finishes, I guess, which my guitar is going to be a satin finish. So it's in between the raw tone and a clear coat as far as the custom model I'm building. But I just love the way this feels. And the other thing about both these guitars is this bevel. This is the Osiris, as far as I understood, is very similar to the Aries as far as the bevels and the basic shape. And the way they cut this bevel out, just makes it so darn comfortable. Between that and the way the tremolo, the height of the tremolo system, it's just such an effortless and comfortable guitar to play. So again, just really blown away by these guitars, and I honestly was in the mindset of maybe buying these and trading them or just selling them after if I didn't like them. But they're definitely keepers. They're not going anywhere because, again, they're both very different guitars with different features. And that's my personal ethic on buying a new guitar is like, I'm really not that interested in buying two of the same guitars. There needs to be something significantly different about each guitar that I own, because to me, that's just, a guitar is going to kind of be used for a different purpose versus another guitar. And again, I was also very interested in these pickups as well because they're different than the moderns. These are the Devin Townsends. They do have a different tonal quality. They're a little hotter, so more active and more, more dynamics, more harmonics that come out of them, but they do clean tone really, really well. So I'm really enjoying these pickups, and that was, again, one of the other things I picked up these guitar for. So anyways, this is my other Kiesel that I own, and I'm currently, again, hopefully about a month away from getting my custom guitar, and we'll see how that one goes. That'll probably be the next video I make because hopefully in a month, if not sooner, I'll have that and get it under my fingers, and then I could do a video talking about that. We'll do an unboxing video and everything else. So if you guys have any questions for me on these guitars, please leave them in the chat below the video or email me and let me know. Happy to answer any questions. But also go check out Kiesel's Builder. You could go to kieselguitars.com or kiesel.com, I forget which, but check out their online builder tool. You could build your custom guitar with their visual tool and spec out every last detail and build your dream guitar. And because there's so many details, that's one of the reasons why I got these guitars. I mean, I put my best foot forward in building the guitar that I think will be my favorite, but without getting my hands on all these guitars that have such different features, I just didn't know. And right now I'm excited about all of the things that I put into mine. So once I get that, we'll see how it goes. And just again, a huge thank you to Kiesel for building such high quality guitars. If you could find one used in a shop by you, go try it out. But if you also, I would say, if you have a certain style of guitar that you really like, whether it's a Strat, a Tele, a Les Paul, an RG, they make, similar models to all of those. But in my opinion, the builds that they do and the quality far surpasses anything else out there. And the prices are better too, in my opinion. For the professional quality that you get out of these instruments, you're not going to find, a guitar that's, better built and in that same price point. So check it out. That's my review of these two Kiesel guitars, and we'll see you soon. Later.